Welcome, welcome. Mom, how are you? All right. It's Wednesday. Let's see. Yeah, just comment. Let me know you're in here. Get going here in just a minute. Spare that a second. There we go. That's what it's about tonight. At least part of it. So I hope everyone's had a good start to their week. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. A lot of turkey, a lot of football, hanging out with everybody, whatever you gotta do. Hey sis. Uh whatever you enjoy doing on Thanksgiving, right? Also tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit some more research done up at Bowcatcher Mountain and how it slightly relates to tonight's topic of the duel of 1827, and yeah, should be good. Let's see. Let me take that off for a minute. Boop. There we are. Hello. Here I am. Okay. Oh Lord, dropping everything over here. So yeah, again, comment. Let me know you're in here. We'll get started here in a few minutes on tonight's topic. Um, oh, just dropping everything. All right. So did come across a few more things from the Helens Bridge investigations and stuff. Um, I'll get into what a slight possible relation to tonight's topic is or the story in just a minute, but or after I do the story rather. Um, Several names have come through. We're just not been able to confirm all the names yet that may be related to the mountain. Um, One word I got was boom, BOOM, and that could be totally related to the open cut that they made to for the interstate. So they blew up part of the mountain. So that one would could possibly be that for sure. Um, Dig It Cave. I don't know if it's related to the tunnel that they made years ago, or if it's another cave that's possibly that was up there. Not 100% sure exactly, but there we go. But it could be related to that. One of the interesting parts that we did get to um, was the fact that James Rogers, who was one of the caretakers of Zealandia Castle, in that same session, I got the month January come through. Come to find out, James Rogers died in January, um, in the month of January. So when he died, it was in January, um, back in the I believe it was '50s. I don't have that written down, but anyway, um, so again, we're putting some puzzle pieces together. Also, another thing that I came across was the name Ben, And I got that a couple of times. And Ben could possibly be related to the fact that Thomas Wolfe and his older brother Ben would go up to the mountain and do their. They would like rescue animals and kind of help out up there. So Ben could possibly be that. Could be Benjamin Wolfe possibly. So I'm not going to totally discount that. That's a possibility. Yep, took care of 50 years. So, um, good chance that when we get James or if we get the name Rogers, that's going to be him for sure when we do investigations up there again. Um, but in that same session that I got January and James, that's where I got some more of the story I'm going to be talking about tonight. And, but I also got in that session as well, which I don't know how this is related. But maybe it's related to James. It got the word sister, so maybe he was trying to communicate with his sister, possibly. Um, I'm not 100% sure. I did get names like Brown, which John Evans Brown. I got the name Evan, and up there I got Johnny before. So John Evans Brown either is there or somebody's trying to communicate with him or trying to find him or whatever the case might be. Um, Got church. I don't know that there was a church up there or not 100%, but I don't know if my sister has found anything, but I've not been able to come across where been a church. There might have been. They may have done some kind of church or had a church up there at one time. Um, Campus was another one that was interesting. Um, Also, there was a video that we did when we were up there with Adventures with Steph, and I can probably play you a clip of that. Let me see if I can get that up here real quick. Okay, maybe that's the church that we're talking about then. Um, Let me playlist here. I remember exactly where it was in that video, but video 21, I believe it was, out of this playlist that I have here of Helen's Bridge. I got like a page and a half full of words and names that could be possibly related to that, to a lot of things up there. Let me see if I can get this one. I did actually put this as a YouTube short and also put the headset on. And let me get this shared thing going here. But I did put it up as on TikTok and all those. Um, Let me do the shared screen. Where's that? There it is. Okay. All right. So hopefully y'all be able to hear this good when I get to playing it. Let me do that, or even that be bigger. All right. Um, Hopefully you'll be able to hear this pretty good. Got the volume up. So listen to this. This is pretty interesting, and I'll talk about it in a minute.
Helen, you are so powerful today. Thank you.
Run? No, not running.
Who else is here besides Helen? You guys know the drill. You can talk to our cameras. We'll hear it when we go home. Yeah. It's a kid. Mm-hmm. Is there a kid here? Child? No, it's died. No, it's died?
It's died.
Okay. So I don't know if y'all heard that well or not, but hopefully you did. Um, put myself back up here. So in that, you hear a child say "pop." It sounded like it said "pop," maybe looking for its dad or whatever. And then you hear Marnie ask, "Is there a child with us?" And then you hear, "No, it's died." How significant that is that now, let me get this thing off. Now we know that there was a young boy up there that was murdered by someone. And he was apparently someone who had stole money from the little boy's father. And again, it's could that be related? Could that be the little kid looking for his dad? And then was it his dad or some other spirit that came through and said, no, it died? Because Marty asked, I mean, you couldn't deny that at all. How it just uniquely came through at that time. Because when she said, is there a kid here? And then you hear, no, it's died. It's probably the same kid, the same little kid, the little, I think it's like, what was his name? Andrew Webb. And so he was murdered by a man who stole money from the little boy's father. And the little boy did actually see this man steal from his father. And I guess to keep from having a witness, the man took him and murdered him. And he was found under a bunch of brush and leaves and stuff. So back in 1892, I don't have it written down, but I think it was a year. It was like 18, is in the 1890s. So again, I'll play. Let me play this one more time because I want y'all to hear it good again. And catching spirits, what's up? And let's play this one more time. Um, we'll get back here to about where we were a while ago, and you all can hear. I mean, it's undeniable.
Run? No, not running.
Who else is here besides Helen? You guys know the drill. You can talk to our cameras. We'll hear it when we go home. It's a kid.
Mhm.
Is there a kid here? Child? No, it's died.
It's died. What's the name of the child?
Okay, so again, you can hear it. Oh, cool, catching spirits. How are you? Hey, Slim, what's up, my man? Um, so there again, you can hear what Marnie when she had asked that question. It's wild to know that we later on discover that there was a little boy that was murdered up there. So pretty interesting. And then there's Slim, and it's funny that Slim's in here because when we were up there with him in April at Helens Bridge, April's SB7 Spirit Box went crazy and just quit on her. So things have happened up there that's sometimes they don't want you to know stuff, so spirits will try to shut things down. And it is absolutely mind-boggling what we get up there at Helens Bridge. But I'll probably play that again later on. But like I said, I want to go over. I've got probably, I think, like 5 full pages of words and names that we've gotten over the last 6 years up there. And like I say, we're trying to put pieces of the puzzle together to see what we can come up with. Um, Unfortunately, you cannot carry on a good long conversation with spirits, so you have to piece things together to kind of see what you get. But but with the help of things like newspapers.com and obituaries and find the graves and all these, it helps put these stories together. And like I say, in that one video you were watching there, which was video 21 of the playlist, um, I think I got like a page and a half full of words and names that throughout the entire spirit box session. The video is like what 30 minutes long or whatever, something like that. Let me look. Yeah, it's like 30 minutes long. So the majority of that video is nothing but spirit box sessions. So, and again, let me go back to that real quick. I mean, that's where we got the name Ben. One of the times we got the name Ben, I talked about earlier. Um, I mean, just a plethora of names. Got Dad that came through at one point in time. Um, all that. So it was for sure. Ben came through twice, by the way, and that I forgot he came through twice. That name did. So I'm trying to say, I think named Brad. There's a Bullet came through. Bullet significant because there was a man that shot himself, or possibly was shot by somebody up there as well. So who knows? Who knows? Yep, that's right. Um, yeah, we had that name, and also Emma came through when we were at Riverside Cemetery. Um, so we had a couple of names. We were right there near the headstones, and George and I think, and then Emma. Towards the end of that video, we were like maybe 5 feet away from her headstone. I mean, it was just. If you go back and look at, I have a couple of videos where it says some of our best paranormal responses. You'll see the one with Emma in that one, in one of them. I can't remember if it's the first one or the second one, but anyway, yeah. And that happens quite a bit too when I go to cemeteries. There's times I will get um, names that come through, and you're like standing no more about 5 feet away from their headstone. And okay, so I also got the name. I got the word pain. I mean, horse. You could hear a horse galloping through the spirit box. We've heard shots go off in the spirit box. Helen's Bridge is full of everything, including Helen, even more than Helen. It's way more than Helen, and that's what I'm trying to, um, get situated there and find out more about. So I know a lot of people go up to Helen's Bridge just to do Helen, but when you've done as much as I have, um, you get like doors open to all kinds of things, and that's why I do what I do. My thing is I want to communicate with as many spirits as I possibly can, and not just focus on one. So, um, okay, so let me. You all want to do the duel thing now? Talk about the duel. Let's do that. Let me get. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up while I read. Um, and this is called the Vance Carson duel of. Oop, there we go. Of 1827. Took me a minute to get my page loaded up. Y'all feel free to comment. I can still see the comments. I don't got my phone up. I can read the comments. But I want to go through a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go through the story of the duel and how it ended. But this first one, I'm not associated with these sites of any kind, or with them. But the Fairview Town Crier is where I got this first one. It's going to go give a little more backstory of Robert Vance, and then we'll get into the duel. Okay, so here we go. The most famous duel ever fought in Western North Carolina was Vance Carson duel. The duel was fought between Fairview's former Congressman Robert Brink Vance and the man who defeated him, Samuel Price Carson. It was held a few feet across the South Carolina line because North Carolina had outlawed duels in 1802. It was illegal to fight, aid, or abet a duel within the boundary of North Carolina. However, it was legal for a state resident to fight a duel in another state. That's always comforting to know. Although you could not send a letter challenging a fellow North Carolina resident to a duel from inside the state. It was legal, though, for the challenger to go across the state line, send a challenge from that state, and in reality, it was legal to have a duel. You just had to go through the government red tape. It's good to know that there's loopholes. Apparently, Robert Brank Vance was born in Rennes Creek in Buncombe County in 1794. He also had a brother, Vance Zebulon Vance, that was the governor at one time. And so there's a little more story, but I'm not going through it all. But it does state that he had an illness, did Robert, when he was a child, and it left his left leg to be 6 inches shorter than his right. It was not known for sure what the illness was, but it believed to be polio. Vance attended Newton Academy, located in Biltmore Avenue, across the street from Mission Hospital. Now that's a place that I do investigations, the Newton Academy Cemetery, um, and that place is where the fidget spinner moved, and we had just all kinds of stuff that the war sounds coming through, where I've been able to use war sounds to help get better investigations going on there. So that's a little bit of a backstory to that, um, and a little bit about him as well. Um, Now we're going to get into what is known as the duel. All right. In the South, gentlemen solved political disagreements and attacks of personal nature through duels. Now, this site I'm using that I'm starting with is called the North Carolina History Project. Again, I'm not associated with them, but this is where I'm getting the information from. It says, although the practice of was outlawed in North Carolina, being the fact that duels, after the John Stanley Richard D. Spratt duel of 1802, Robert Vance and Samuel Carson entered into the duel in November 5th, 1827, in Henderson County, near the the South Carolina border. Robert Vance's brother, Governor Zebulon Vance, was a congressman and a doctor. Despite his passion for medicine, Vance switched careers because he suffered from a physical disability. Samuel Carson, a native of Marion, North Carolina, was a farmer who served in North Carolina Senate from 1822 until 24. In 1825, though, Vance and Carson competed for the seat of the 19th Congress. Carson won the election in 1825 as Vance hoped one day to return to Congress. 2 years later, Vance vied for the 20th Congress in 1827. And once again, Carson and Vance fought one another in a congressional seat. And the campaign proved very harsh, especially for Carson. Vance delivered several unclothed remarks regarding not only the congressman, but also Carson's father. When he delivered a speech, for instance, in Marion, Carson's hometown, Vance called Carson a coward. Although mudslinging and stuff with dirt and mudslinging went on, Carson won re-election. He saw satisfaction for the verbal attacks Vance levied against him. So Carson challenged Vance to a duel. Vance accepted and then set about to compromise a will. Due to the fact that North Carolina outlawed dueling, Carson and Vance met near the North Carolina-South Carolina border in Henderson County. On November 5th, 1827, Samuel Carson shot and fatally wounded Robert Vance. Vance died the following day and was buried in Riverside Cemetery in Buncombe County. Although some were disgruntled that this had taken place and had taken the life of a fellow North Carolinian, Samuel Carson still attended Congress and later in Carson's life helped establish the Republic of Texas and became the Texas Secretary of State. Carson passed away in November 2nd, 1838, in Arkansas. And that is the story of the Carson Vance duel. A little backstory to that, kind of interesting there. Um, hang on just a second. Let me get that. There we go. I'm back. Yep, Bill Engvall. That was fun too. Good times. Good times. All right. Check on Empire Slim. So that was the duel that took place in 1827, and I don't know exactly all the stuff that was brought up that Robert Vance said about Carson because it doesn't really at that point show. I'll have to dig a little deeper, I guess, to try to find that. Although I found a couple places, but it didn't really get into it. But anyway, so these guys decided to go shoot each other. Glad we don't solve things that way anymore. That would be a nightmare if we did that. Unbelievable. Happy Thanksgiving. Almost here. Tomorrow, tomorrow. So, all right, get back to what I was saying a while ago about the video that I got. Let me flip back over to the page here. So in that video 24, the playlist, I got that's the one where I got James in January, relating to the fact I think that it meant that James Rogers died in January, possibly. And nothing surprises me. Yeah, nothing at all would surprise me. But also in this video too, I got the words messy, angry, and Carson. And the one thing that we came across and found, and my sister was looking up too, was that Robert Vance spent a lot of time up there at Bowcatcher Mountain um, back in before he died. And could it be a residual thing possibly we got? Could very well be. I'm not going to rule that out. But it was interesting to get those three words and now know that, later on that there was a little bit of a relation to what went on up there at that mountain, being that Robert enjoyed being up there. So does that what it did I pick up a residual or something like that? Was it something imprinted up there in that mountain that I was able to pick up? Possibly. I'm not going to say for 100% sure, but possibly. Because I will say this: when the imprints of the past is all over the place, and it could have been, it could have been. But also, with that, when I came across that duel, I'm trying to remember exactly how I came across it. I think it was looking up the name Carson. That's how it was, and that's how I came across it because it was one of the stories on the newspapers.com. I've gone through all kinds of stuff. My mind kind of just gets blown sometimes. I'm reading all kinds of articles and stuff, and I know the rest of our team is too. I know Marnie's looked at some things, and my sister, I'm sure my mom has. So it gets overwhelming over a while, but I still want to puzzle piece this together as much as possible. Yeah, I think so. I think it could be like a residual of either him possibly being up there talking about it and what, he, maybe he was angry and of course he knew it was going to be a messy political situation, or would it be, possibly too, town folks talking about what happened soon thereafter. So that is a possibility that all that's an imprint and is staying there. So I just happen to be at the right place at the right time to catch it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? but we'll keep checking on this stuff, and I know we'll have we got some connections to Riverside Cemetery with Robert Vance being there. Um, let's see, James Rogers being buried up at Beaver Dam at Lewis Memorial area up there. So there's always the what's it called, the peeling of the layers that we'll have to do for sure. Um, but we're not done. We're not done. I got to go back and do more investigations up there. Um, but it's interesting how the correlation between that story and possibly what I got, and also knowing that Robert spent a lot of time up there. So thought it would be cool to throw this out tonight. And so I'm going to try to start going live on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. May try to start doing that on Friday nights. See if we can kind of touch base with the other more audience that way, and bring more awareness to the channel. Going live on X, I think it might help. Planning on doing more live streams in the shed here in the next week or two. Also, I got some people in place to do a panel. They've agreed to come up and do panels, so that'll be fun. Panel chats, or whatever you want to call them. Discussions, panel chats, however you want to look at it. So got that possibly maybe a little bit before Christmas, and definitely get back into it after Christmas. Yeah, I think that's the thing. People do ignore so much that goes on up there. I don't think it's a good idea. I think try to get as much as you possibly can when you investigate. That is for sure. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to chat about, or we'll get ready to shut this down soon? I know everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving, so it's busy. Everybody's busy. I got it. I understand. I just wanted to come on and do a quick story time, and people could either watch it live or later, whatever. Um, New video coming out Friday instead of Thursday. I usually put my videos up on Thursdays now, but now this is going to be Friday. It's an investigation I did with a new haunted doll I got for my birthday. I did an investigation out in the shed. Interesting things that came through that for sure. I had to go from red light to blue light. You'll have to just see it to understand it, but that'll be on Friday. I think it's like 5 o'clock. So I have that set up. Uh, and like I say, I may start doing some Twitter lives. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna get ready to shut it down for the night. I think um I'll get ready for Turkey Day tomorrow, and whatever y'all do, have fun with it. Be safe and enjoy. And I'm gonna hop off here. Until next week, God bless. See you soon. Bye.